For once, you're not going to have to listen to me very much. I'm going to keep my big fat mouth shut and just let you listen to somebody else. That somebody else is a guy called Sam Harris. Sam Harris is a very influential US philosopher, podcaster, neuroscientist, author, and critical thinker about the modern world. Have a listen to what he has to say here. To me, it's very important, and I think every word is true as well. I'll come back to you after he's finished.
The three of us could say something on this podcast sufficiently provocative or do something like burn a Quran that could literally cause embassies to burn tomorrow in a dozen countries. I mean, it's like that's the world we're living in. The Muslim community the world over is uniquely combustible based on the significance of religious symbols. And they're not uniquely combustible. I mean, they don't, we've seen protest after protest over things like cartoons and the naming of a teddy bear. We have not seen protests, certainly not sizable ones, over what an outrage it is that groups like Hamas or Hezbollah or Al-Shabaab or Al-Qaeda or Lashkar-e-Taiba or Boko Haram or any of these jihadists and Islamist groups over the fact that they have committed atrocities against now practically countless innocent people, most of whom are Muslim, right? Like how can you not have 100,000 people turning up in the streets of London to protest the Islamic State at its height? Where were those protests? Where were all the Muslims who were desperate to disavow jihadism in the face of the Islamic State? What you had people dropping out of medical school in London, people dropping out of the London School of Economics to go join the Islamic State, to take Yazidi women as sex slaves, and then bragging about it on Twitter, right? And where were the protests? No, the protests were over the Danish cartoons.
Mm-hmm. What's your point, Sam?
The center of gravity for far too much of this community of 2 billion people in the world over, is around religious pride and humiliation, religious symbolism. It's not around the real consequential body count of violence and peacemaking, right? It's not about it. Most of the world, and certainly most of the Muslim world, doesn't care when Muslims kill other Muslims. They care when Jews do it. Most of the world doesn't care when Muslims kill Christians, right? I mean, it's strange. I mean, this is something I'm genuinely surprised about and confused about. I'm not quite sure why fundamentalist Christians aren't more agitated around the murder of Christians in sub-Saharan Africa. Islam plus jihadism is going to prove totally unworkable for open societies everywhere in the future. There's no way of assimilating jihadists.
What are your thoughts? What do you think? Many people won't be very happy with what he said there, but being unhappy and describing it as untruthful are two different things. It's very, very hard to argue with anything he said because the vast majority of it is true. And why is it being accepted in the Western world? Why is it not being more widely criticized in the Western world? Why are our political leaders so fearful and so scared of saying exactly what he just said? It's a major, major problem, because unless this issue is spoken about, unless this issue is confronted, and ultimately, unless it's stopped, we have a very, very big problem.